Now, for now, let's cross to Pretoria, where Unisa students are joining the national shutdown and are gathering at the Sunnyside campus. Newzroom Africa's Pelane Phakgadi is there. Pelane, a very good afternoon to you. What are the students saying in Pretoria at Unisa?
Well, definitely the scenes are not as the same as there in Braamfontein, where my colleague Zikona Chwana is, but the laments are quite similar, and they're all talking about how the Minister of Higher Education, Blade Nzimande, seemingly having no lack of interest to resolve some of their issues. That's how they feel, and now they are urging him to come through with a solution that will assist not only their generation but future generations to come, and as well as to say that they feel that the minister has been quite quiet and not addressing some of their challenges as adequately as possible, and also blaming him for not also addressing issues of students through either a media briefing or some sort of a communication, and waiting for a post-cabinet media briefing in order for him to also forward a few points as far as the higher education segment is concerned. But joining me now is Inga Kechwa. He's he's actually the SRC chairperson here in Unisa Sunnyside, just to give us some sort of an aspect. Some of the concerns that you have been raising, the minister says they might not be able to, as government, compromise on, particularly on the scrapping of historic debt. Are you willing to compromise perhaps on that particular one, and will you be able, because I mean academics are continuing online, there's only a group of you who are protesting here?
Well, we're not going to succumb, we're not going to be defeated, we're going to wage a relentless war. We're not going to make sure that Blade Nzimande wins in whatever he's doing. So that is why we have a moral obligation not to dare and fail the student population, particularly of Unisa. So one of our demands is that first-time new entering students must be accepted in this institution. They must be able to get funding, because now if they don't get funding, where are they going to start? Where will they get the money? So we have a duty to make sure that we don't succumb. We are not going to be defeated. We will render this institution, even if it means that we render the country ungovernable, we will do so. So this is why now we had embarked on a shutdown nationally. SASCO has called a national shutdown. We are going to also march to the union buildings to deliver our memorandum of demands.
When are you going to be marching to the union buildings?
On the 31st of March, we are going to be marching to deliver our memorandum of demands. The president of SASCO has declared a national shutdown. That is why we are here. We are shutting down. There are issues of historic debt, there are issues of financial and academic exclusion. So now we can't fail the student population. We are going to make sure that we cater for students' needs. We want to make sure that we render this institution ungovernable.
Well, ungovernable perhaps, but there's only a group of you. Some of them I can see have a little bit tired and went out to rest a bit, probably going to come back and protest some more. But that march, particularly into the union building, who supports your march? Because I do understand you've been at TUT. They say they don't have anything to do with the march, particularly because the academic year has not yet concluded. Who supports this march? Is it the way of all the students? Because online tutorials are continuing even in this very university.
Well, TUT is finishing the academic calendar. They're going to be joining us in the march, going to union buildings. I can tell you in good confidence that UP is on a shutdown, TNC is on a shutdown, all universities are on a shutdown as we speak. So now we are not going to make sure that we succumb. We are going to make sure that we fight fire by fire, even if it means that we must wage a relentless war, even if it means that there must be a new fizz must fall. We are going to do that.
Definitely, that's Inga Kechwa. He's the chairperson of the SRC here at Unisa. He's telling us that there is going to be a relentless war. It so seems, as far as he's concerned, Tammy, that the matter is far from over, at least until Minister Blade Nzimande comes through and deal with the matters decisively. There has been ongoing talks. We do understand that the Deputy Minister in the Higher Education Department, that is Budima Namela, has been in conversation with the stakeholders, student stakeholders, to try and address the situations. But some of them have walked out at that particular meeting, demanding to be addressed by the minister himself, and we do wait to see after the spokesperson Unisa has spoken, whether the minister himself is also going to be avail himself to deal with some of the issues that the students are raising here. And I think to raise one more question, one more point, Tammy, in this particular institution, which is ordinarily and majority an online facility across the biggest one across Africa, most of the students do undertake their tutorials online, and that is perhaps the reason why you see so little people protesting here. They were protesting a little bit earlier on. They were telling us that they were going to take a little break and they'll be coming back later on to continue with their protest for the rest of the week.